Shalom, Israel. What's up, Facebook? Advocacy 20. Back with another one. Hey, y'all already know what time it is. I'll be reacting to the 2x2 code. Yeah. Very strange. But y'all already know I got a foundational scripture for this. It will be coming from Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 3. Let's get it. You saw with your own eyes what Yah did in the matter of Baal Peor, that Yah your Elaheka wiped out from among you every person who followed Baal Peor. Okay, so I'm gonna drop a quick example of a Baal Peor Christian Society dark psychology code. Let's get it. 2x2s.
On Fox 10 investigates a secretive Christian church with global reach, now the target of an FBI investigation. The religious group is known by multiple names, most commonly the 2x2s.
An outcry of child sex abuse allegations aimed at this church now coming to light. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum spoke with former members about what's been described as a cult and its ties to Arizona.
Tempe police, search warrant, come to the door, nothing in your hands.
It's the morning of September 6, 2022. Tempe police are here for Raymond Zeilhoffer.
Hands up, hands up. Put your hands up, please, on your head. All right, go ahead and step out.
You look like a pedo.
Keep your hands on your head, sir.
The fall of Zeilhoffer begins with his arrest, his rise in 2009, when he became CEO of World Software Corporation, known as Worldox, a software tech company specializing in managing legal documents.
I think it was just interesting from the beginning that he was so high up in this company.
Catherine Fu is a prosecutor within the Sex Crimes Bureau for the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, working the case against Zeilhoffer. He was charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor after a tip from the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children alerted police to CSAM, child sex abuse material uploaded by a suspect with IP addresses at Worldox and Zeilhoffer's home. A search warrant served 3 months before his arrest led to the seizure of multiple electronic devices, including a micro SD card which contained CSAM.
In total, all 87 files depicted children under the age of 15 engaged in either exploitive exhibition or sexual conduct.
By November 8, 2024, Zeilhoffer was sentenced to 120 years in prison.
Yeah, that's what he get. He should have got a death penalty.
Charges.
Other than
he should have stoned his ass in front of the whole community.
To make that clear, I would love to know how the jury found.
They should have just set his body on fire in the middle of.
Fox 10 has spoken to multiple sources with ties to a secretive Christian sect accused of widespread child sex abuse and cover-ups, known as the 2x2 Church, the Way, the Truth,
2x2 cult,
and the Church with no name. Sources within the church confirm that Raymond Zeilhoffer was a member, specifically an elder. We want to be clear, his crimes did not involve members of the 2x2.
My name is Sarah Black. I was born and raised in the 2x2s, in the meetings. I'm 48 now. I left in my late teens, early 20s.
Sarah Black lives in the East Valley, but grew up in Portland, Oregon, going to weekly gospel meetings.
Well, it's a system that is very legalistic, lots of unwritten man-made rules. I grew up without a TV. Most homes didn't even have a radio. I was with progressive parents, so I had a radio. I was also in a very musical home, but I watched my friends not be able to do certain things like participate in band activities at school.
Black's parents have also left the church. She describes the Christian sect as well hidden, with an established hierarchy, overseers at the top, followed by ministers called workers, and then elders along with the rest of the church, known as friends.
All this importance on what these workers speak in these meetings. So the doctrine becomes whatever you hear every week.
Wow.
There is no one set doctrine like some churches.
His ministers go out 2x2. They go out in pairs. And they don't have homes. They stay in the members' homes. So the access to children is readily available because they're staying in the homes, sometimes even in the same bedrooms as the children.
Cynthia Lyles is a private investigator specializing in child sex abuse cases. She's worked with the FBI on exposing the 2x2 church that originated in Ireland in the late 19th century. Workers rely on members' hospitality for housing and food, traveling with assigned partners of the same sex, denying formal religious training. They aren't allowed to marry either.
You'd have to clean the house.
Oh, wow.
Clean, you could get it.
That'd be crazy.
My brother and I would be kicked out of our rooms, and we would sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag at my parents' room so that the workers could come and stay 2 or 3 nights.
Elders host weekly meetings in their homes for workers to teach the gospel.
For us, it was normal for them to come stay with us for a few days at a time when they were in our, what they call the field.
Pam Walton lives in Hawaii. Another member who was raised in the church and now collects documents and photos tracking a timeline of alleged predators.
Everyone in the church is either related to someone in it or they know someone in it.
Did you find patterns of a cult early on?
It's definitely fear-based.
Advocates for the Truth is a nonprofit organization that provides help for sexual abuse survivors in the 2x2 church. AFTT says 2,000 plus victims have reported more than 900 alleged perpetrators to its hotline for abuse as of June 2024.
The main philosophy of the church is that it's the only true way to heaven.
No, it ain't.
So that really
No.
child.
No, I gotta pause you on this one. Yeah, let's get to Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 4. Do not heed to the words of that prophet or that dream diviner, for Yah your Eloheka is testing you to see whether you love Yah your Eloheka with all your heart and your soul. It is Yah your Eloheka alone whom you should follow, whom you should revere, whose commandments you should observe. Not man, not what she's saying. You observe Yah's commandments, whose orders you should heed, whom you should worship, and to whom you should hold fast. You don't go to hold fast to that homemade pedophile doctrine they pushing. Yeah, hey, don't do it.
Sex abuse cases and sex assault cases, because survivors are fearful that they will lose out on salvation if they report.
Lyles shared an important letter with Fox 10, written in 2005 by a former overseer in Arizona, who addressed a fellow member's history of alleged child molestation. It says, quote, "You can understand that we love our people very much and don't want to report their misdeeds to the authorities. So the way we have usually complied with the law is by asking the offender to see a professional counselor.
Y'all supposed to kill them.
This has been a
not keep a secret.
Just been perfect grounds for pedophiles to be at, be in, be with, because they have had unprecedented access to children.
The church has an estimated 175,000 members across the world.
Yeah, I heard that.
175,000 Glendale in the 1920s.
Sometimes you would get a paper list if you were an elder in a meeting. You might be emailed a list, but oftentimes you were told to just hand out the information or tell the information verbally.
He does not want to be identified due to family members who are still affiliated with the church, and says those who have left are relieved the FBI is investigating.
People on the outside are pretty excited that something will finally happen. People inside are still in denial.
I don't know how many times Jesus passed through.
I wanted to see what a gospel meeting was
this
like
what y'all
myself.
do.
A worker
people that follow y'all alone don't do stuff like this.
Welcome to attend one held at Thunderbird High School in Phoenix. We watched around 100 to 200 people walk in, many families carrying their Bibles and books of hymns.
No people
For an
of
hour,
color.
they sang and prayed together.
No people
all
of color
seated
follow that.
in a cafeteria. So I spoke to a worker that has been
Y'all
in
don't
this
even
church
supposed to
for
be in the
30
school.
years or so. He says, like many other members, he was shocked at the FBI's investigation. He says he was even hurt by these serious allegations that came out, and the church really had to look within itself and figure out how they prevent any abuse from happening within this very, very large religious group. I reached out to the Glendale Union High School District to see if officials were aware of the religious meetings held at Thunderbird High.
Paradise.
A spokesperson says the school has not leased facilities to any organization operating under the names 2x2 or The Truth. We obtained the lease agreement to a Nate Galuza to rent the cafeteria for worship services during the month of January, costing $600 for a total of 8 hours. The district says users must comply with federal, state, and local laws, going on to say, quote, "Our district remains deeply committed to the safety and well-being of our students, staff, and community. It is also important to emphasize that students were not present on campus during the time of this facility rental." As for Zeilhoffer, his defense says that he was unaware of the child sex abuse content found on his device depicting minors under the age of 15 involved in sexual conduct. Prosecutor Fu also says the entire Windows system on his laptop was deleted before Tempe police executed that search warrant at his home. We've reached out to his attorney for comment and have not heard back. Do you think he was someone that thought he could get away with all of this?
I think the evidence showing that the entire system Windows system had previously been deleted, evidence showing that there was an encryption key, I think I would say that all of that evidence together is indicative of someone who was trying to cover their tracks.
I'm Justin Lum for Fox 10 Investigates.
Y'all listen, man. Y'all don't get caught up in this cult nonsense. Don't follow nothing, call no 2x2. Don't follow no cult. And my last scripture I'm going to use on this before I end this foolishness, because it was foolishness. Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 6. As for that prophet or dream diviner, such one shall be put to death for having urged disloyalty to Yah your Eloheka, who freed you from the land of Egypt and who redeemed you from the house of bondage, to make you stray from the path that Yah your Eloheka commanded you to follow. Thus you will sweep evil from out your midst. With that being said, y'all see these cults, y'all expose these cults. Don't keep this cult stuff secret. Y'all see what these people got going on? These people are actually calling themselves witnessing and pulling up people's houses, spending the night, messing around with their kids, go to home to home to home to home doing this. This is what these Christian secret societies do. Wow. Anyhow, Adonai 720 reacts, and I'm out of here. Shalom Barakah.